From the liturgical season we've moved now onto the start of the Christian year, and we are in to Advent now. Advent is a time of preparation leading up to the Festival of the Incarnation, often known as Christmas. I'm sorry, I'm not feeling at all well today. The weather has been absolutely terrible here recently. We've had nothing but rain, and it's been exceptionally cold. And I have developed a cough, and I've got a headache, and I'm just not feeling very good. Last week, my week went completely out the window. It was terrible. I haven't been to the gym at all last week, not at all. Once I had to visit the laundrette, so I decided that I wouldn't bother. On Thursday, I just have no excuse. I really decided I didn't bother, and I cannot honestly remember why I didn't go on Tuesday. Anyway, today I am feeling absolutely terrible, but it will depend. If I brighten up in the next sort of hour or so, I will probably try and make an effort to go, because I can't go tomorrow because it's my mother's birthday tomorrow, so we're out for a dinner there. So, and you know what it is. But having said that, it is coming up to Christmas. It is extremely busy, and they will be changing their hours shortly anyway. So maybe I should cut my losses, but I don't know if I'm feeling quite sick really because of last week. I don't know what went on with money and stuff like that, but I got a gift card to use in the store, and I because of that I spent slightly. I thought I had money that I didn't have. In other words, I just ended up spending more than I should have done. Oops. Not terribly bad or anything like that, but bad enough to possibly sort of wobble my equilibrium a little bit. I did go to the doctors today, in fact. Our doctors have now merged with several others, 4 in total, into a new premises, and it's sort of like a health centre, rather than 4 individual things. And of course they're trying to get things automated. You probably know that I have been on antidepressants for a very, very long time, and I'm alright on them at the moment, and I'm still getting them on repeat prescription. But when I went in today, you see, I lost my... what happens in the English system is you go to a doctor, and they write you a prescription, and the prescription is in 2 halves. One bit is for the pharmacy that delivers you the goods. The other half, if it's a repeat prescription, is avoid you having to make another appointment. You just hand this slip of paper back into the doctor's surgery, and then you come a couple of days later, collect your goods, and then you take it to a pharmacy, and they sort it all out for you. Now, I've had issues with this practice before. I remember once when I went with a repeat prescription to try and get sertraline hydrochloride. They sent me in to see a doctor because they said that I wasn't on record for having sertraline hydrochloride. In fact, the practice had 2 of me, double of me. The first one was a really old account, which obviously they hadn't closed or updated, when I was still on prochlorperazine. The second one was of me on sertraline hydrochloride, and for some reason it was the prochlorperazine that came up, so they thought I was trying to get drugs that I wasn't sort of entitled to. Judging on that, I'm not very pleased with what they have tried, well, what they've forced me to do really. They're trying to make it automated so that you hand in your slip to the doctor's surgery, and the pharmacy collects it and sorts it out for you, and then you go a couple of days later into the pharmacy. Now, I know that this is the NHS, and this is some outside pharmacy, and there's hundreds of pharmacies that are doing this. And what is the chance that the doctor's surgery give the wrong prescription to the pharmacist, or the pharmacist doesn't come and collect the right drugs at the right time, or... Do you know what I mean? It's just... Basically, what I like to do is I like to go in, I like to be given the slip of paper, and I like to take it from the doctors to the pharmacy. Then I know what the doctor is telling the pharmacy to give me, because I can see when this sort of blows up and the all goes horrible, that I'll end up with the wrong drugs, or each side will blame each other for, not having got the right things in the right area. Anyway, if that happens once, I will simply go back to visiting the doctor every single time I need a prescription. I'll say, take it off repeat, and I'll just come to you and get it, because it's the only way I can be sure. Also, they have a pharmacy on site, but they don't want me to collect from that pharmacy, because that pharmacy is especially for the people who get single prescriptions from the doctors. It's just ridiculous. It is ridiculous, and that's about as ridiculous as Royal Mail, who are striking again before Christmas, so I don't get any of my Christmas cards. As you know, I'm not sending out Christmas cards this year. That is in fact a tiny lie. I am sending Christmas cards out to a few people, but there is no guarantee that they will get them. They know who they are. I don't want to say because it makes me look like I'm sort of favouring one person over another. That's not the case. You know, I would send you all Christmas cards if I could, and I did last year. I sent out about 200 of. But I just can't do it. First on finance, but secondly because Royal Mail is just being an arse. There's no guarantee it will ever get to you, and there's no guarantee that anything you send me will get back. In fact, they've radically changed the post office. You know, you used to go in, you used to form an orderly queue, and you just used to go up to the next desk that was free. Now you have to go in, you have to select what you want the cashiers for. They print you out a ticket, you have to go and stand or sit down, not enough chairs obviously, and they have a whole row of desks with different numbers and different letters, and they supposedly you're watching one board or maybe you're watching another board, or it's shite. It is really shite, and it will eventually kill off post in this country. People are already hooked on email. It will kill you know, letters very, very shortly if they don't pull their act together. It's just not good enough. They're offering a service. Both these institutions are offering a service, and it's just not good enough. And sooner or later, people will get round it. Anyway, so it hasn't all been doom and gloom. In fact, for the Americans, this past week we've had Thanksgiving Day, which came right at the end of last week, sort of middle last week. It's St Andrew's Day today. St Andrew is the patron saint of Scotland. Don't know anything about him at all. I might look it up and do something on the forum at some point with that. My Tough predictions are coming, but I don't really watch Tough anymore. I find it stale, really. I did watch the first few because I was actually in the US. I could get to watch it live, and Kimbo Slice was still in it, and he was fantastic. He was a nice surprise. John Madsen was not a nice surprise, rather a pleasant surprise, really. And well, you know, when I do a predictions video, it's going to be quite hard, isn't it? Because I haven't watched half of it, so how do I know what they're like? And people are bad enough, you know, picking on the little things that I say in a prediction video. I will do one, but it won't be proper, if that makes sense. I won't be, you know, it will more be my support than it will be anything else. The only thing to announce this week in fights is that Ed Herman is doing a meet and greet on December the 4th, coming up very shortly. I've forgotten what state it's in, but you can find him on my friends list on MySpace should you want to attend. And the prayers. We've got 2 people down for prayers this week. One is Llama Fighter. He knows friends who have just suffered a house fire. Apparently all concerned are safe and well, but everything in the house was pretty much destroyed. I can't imagine it. I mean, I don't own very much, but fire is sort of one thing that I'm quite frightened of, to be honest, and I'd hate to lose everything, records and everything, so, you know, we should pray for sort of peace and comfort as they try to rebuild their lives, really. And Rev from the forum is, he's just had a baby, and the baby is sort of needs, well, he's getting medical attention. It sounds a bit like intensive care. I don't know if it is or not, but let's just say that, you know, his baby needs our prayers, definitely, to continue, you know, to make well, not a full recovery, but to get to full health, really. So let us remember him in our prayers as well. And that's about all I have to say, apart from the fact that I did, in fact, do a little bit of decorating last week, so I shall leave you with shite from that.